I remember trying to go and get my cell phone, and I remember there was motorcyclists on the side of the road yelling for me to get away from the car, and as I ran up to the side of the road where the bikers were, I saw that there was a man wearing a helmet and his motorcycle. He was face down, not moving. And I knew that that's what I had hit with my car.
We learned by looking at our data of who we see in our trauma center every day that teenage drivers have an inordinate number of occasions of being involved in motor vehicle crashes. So we developed what's called the P.A.R.T.Y at the PAC, where we impact over 5,000 new drivers every year. When we get done with this year's program, that we'll have impacted over 80,000 new drivers. We have trauma surgeons, nurses, paramedics, police, fire, all come together to hit on important topics that teenage drivers may not have front and center, and take them through the life of someone who's made a bad decision behind the wheel, what can happen to you, what type of injuries you may sustain, the effect it may have on you, your friends, your family. And probably the most impactful thing is that we oftentimes will bring trauma patients back to tell their stories. Some of them who have been injured severely by people making bad decisions. And also we bring back people who've made the bad decision and share their story, how if they could turn back time, how they would have changed the decision they made in a microsecond. One of the things about any program in terms of outreach and education is staying relevant. So many of our motor vehicles are basically moving home entertainment centers. There's a tremendous number of distractions. We have had to morph our message over the years. The rebranding is a different name. Really, the program will be the same. You have to be able to get a teenager's attention and leave them with certain messages. And that's why we came up with the word focus. The F stands for focus, basically. You know, when you're driving a 2,000-pound vehicle of metal, you got to be focused on what you're doing. Then the O is the realization that the actions you make behind a wheel affects others. C is clearing your mind of distractions and be very much in the moment of what you're doing. U, it's an understanding that substances such as alcohol, drugs, will impair your ability to drive. And we need to always focus on that because that's part of teenage years, and we need to continue to emphasize that. And finally, the S is to allow you to safely arrive at the destination you want to go. To put on this program every year, it takes a Herculean effort. If we didn't have our sponsors and our partners that have felt that this is an important program for our community, we never would have been able to pull this off year in and year out. Let's face it, the teenagers they're the lifeblood of our society. They're our future, and we need to try to protect them and get them through that learning curve of what it takes to drive a car safely in our modern society.